Hey YouTube family, it's your girl Jazzy, getting jazzy with jazz. And if y'all want to have a good time, YouTube family, just like I do, come on over. And I need y'all to go ahead and do this for me, like, comment, and subscribe. And then we're going to get the party started. Hey, YouTube family. So, I am bringing y'all Love Island Season 7, Episode 33. And when I tell you it get hot and it get hot, the episode, it starts off with Nick asking Alandria how he feels about Taylor and Clark leaving. And she was just pretty much saying that she understands that they had to go, and she's also happy that he found his person, and she wishes him nothing but the best. And I said, that's some mature stuff, Alandria, because I definitely wasn't caring for you or nothing like that. I mean, I wouldn't. I really still don't. I don't like that connection. I just feel like Nick and Alandria's connection is just forced and fake. And then she said, basically, it's sad, but if they have a genuine bond and connection, she can't do anything but support Nick. And Nick said that it was bittersweet for him, which I understand it was bittersweet probably for a lot of y'all because how it had to happen. And I always was saying that sometimes the fan voting is very unfair, because I always thought that the fan voting was unfair. Just bite me and disagree. We can agree to disagree. I'm just saying that. And Ace and Shelly. Ace said Taylor leaving doesn't feel real and he miss him. And Shelly said that she's going to miss Taylor too. Shelly says also that me and a lot is support. So it means a lot that America sees what she sees with Ace. And I said, yeah, girl, we do see it. We see it. And then Chris and Huda. Huda says that when things got bad, he was there for her and took care of her. And she says that she loves Taylor too, to death. And then back to Huda, Chris situation. She said that she didn't want to keep going in circles with Chris. And I'm like, but girl, you sure that you don't want to keep going in circles? Because it seems like you like to go in circles. That's all I'm going to say. She seems like she wants to continue to go in circles, like the song say. You got me going in circles. Round and round we go. And she was going in circles with him. So I just don't like how she put the blame on other people. I'm like, girl, get out of here. Get out of here. And I'm like, girl, just be quiet. Just be quiet. And she says that she loves Taylor and to death. And then back to Chris and Huda and I read all this. Okay. And then she says private is more intimate to her. And she basically just wants to take it slow. And then when Huda asked for his thoughts, he said, does he have any thoughts? She asked. And he said he doesn't have any. And then he says that he feels disrespected and he feels checked out. And then he said nothing. I mean, he never don't be saying nothing. Don't nobody say nothing but for her to just blow the hell completely off. And then she says, okay, I will carry on and leave. And then she get up and she left. And he says that her priorities are effed up, like which they are. And she just want to cuddle in private. And she want to have intercourse in private. And that's what she want to do. And he said when it comes to the public PDA, public display of affection, she don't want to do it. And that's why he said them priorities of hers is stuff. And I'm like, it definitely is. And then we moving on to some happy people. Brian and, well, our person that's happy and that bitter girl. So Brian and Huda, and both asked her what's wrong. And she tells Brian about the problem with Chris and how she actually likes him and he's upset with her. And basically, she got the wrong understanding, because what he was pretty much telling her, and I don't care what nobody's saying, I'm going to just shorten this up because I ain't finna be going in no circles and going over and over and over what she said and what he said. What he was saying is he don't like the fact that she wants to play him out in person, in public. Like they wasn't just doing the ooh-wee, or they wasn't just having intercourse in private. And then she want all the affection in private. And then when it come to people knowing about the relationship, and I said, that's a PDA, public display of affection. And she should be happy that somebody want to claim her in person. She should be happy that somebody want to claim her in public and not keep her in person. And I'm like, you just flipped the whole script on him and you got the whole wrong understanding. Then you just gonna go around from person to person to person to person to person and saying, well, Chris is upset. And I'm like, girl, you talk to somebody that want to listen. Moving on, because she wasn't saying nothing to Brian but the same thing that she always be saying and doing. And then Ace and Chris. Ace tells Shelly he said he'll be right back, because Ace was able to see that Chris was, he saw the situation from afar. He didn't hear it, but he saw the situation from afar, and it's body language, and he could tell that something wasn't right. And then Chris just basically said that he said nothing with Huda is adding. He said nothing with Huda, and she is just adding stuff on. And he just pretty much told him that they can't get an understanding. I'm gonna just sum it up. They can't get an understanding. And then he told Ace what she said and how she made him feel. And Ace said that his feelings are valid, and how he told Ace that he felt disrespected. And then Ace said, I understand your feelings are valid. And Ace said that, so basically, you got to see the process with her and don't give up and just keep going at it. You got to see the process. And don't just throw in the towel. Pretty much what he said. And I'm like, okay, Ace. Everybody not like you and Shelly. I promise you, everybody not like you and Shelly. And then the girls, Alandria, and she said her and Nick have some like friends to lovers type of stuff going on. And the girls agree when Alandria said it's weird. They said that Clark was a sweetheart. And then Huda talks about the Chris situation with them. And I'm like, girl, that's why I was telling y'all, she just going around to everybody that will listen to the situation. I'm just saying. And then Iris and Chris, they in the room, and Iris asked Chris how he feels, and he expresses that he feels very irritated, and they can't see eye to eye pretty much. And they can't see eye to eye. And if somebody see, so those are nice people, nice, genuine people in the house. If somebody see that you looking like this, just facial expressions, and they can read his body language, and they can tell that he's not that type of person that'll just be, and I'm finna say, Chris, I'm finna tell you getting that hood effect right there. And and she done gave you that old riding snatch, and then now you all messed up. And the next morning, the boys are making breakfast. The boys express that they feel sad. They feel sad when cooking for their partner, when their cooking partner is gone. So Ace pretty much said that him and Taylor, they were cooking partners. And then he said that his cooking partner is gone. And Chris gave Huda some breakfast. I mean, you know, all the men's, they were sweet. They gave all the ladies some breakfast. And Ace and Shelly, they're just having a regular talk. And then Nick come over there trying to pull Ace for a talk. And I'm like, they sitting up there talking, and they getting a better understanding and bonding more with each other. And then I said, Nick gonna bring his regular ass over there. And I said, oh, so I saw him on the prowl. He looking for somebody to talk to. And then he pulled him for a chat. And then he told Shelly, he said, I'll be right back. And then Ace got a being bad, talking about this the ghost of Taylor. Then Ace sat in that being bad, acting like Taylor. And Nick said he woke up with Cuddles, and he doesn't think they're friends, but they're beyond that. And I'm like, yeah, boy, she want to cuddle with you. Alandra don't cuddle with nobody. The lady that said that she don't kiss outside the challenge. She don't kiss outside of the challenge. She only kiss with the challenge. She got to like you. I said, oh, boy, hush. And then he said, of course. And then Ace said that he wants to be exclusive with Shelly Belly. Shelly Belly. He seems to genuinely like her, which he does, going all the way from the first day that the show first came on. And then he was talking about how he ran across her in New York. If y'all remember my first review, and if y'all remember the very first episode of Love Island Season 7, he was talking about how him and Shelly had came across each other and how they knew each other. And they both said instantly, oh, I know you. I said, They know each other. And then he seems like, he said he is going to work outside. He is scared of her, you know, things are going to work outside of the villa. But, I mean, he said that he'll pretty much try it. And he don't want her to just be treating him different outside the villa, pretty much. And Amaya, Alandra, and Shelly, they are all right, so they all are talking, and Amaya says that she feels that she made the right decision choosing Brian, and the girl supported. And Huda comes over. Here she go. She comes over asking if she can pull Amaya for a chat. That's why I told y'all, she just gonna pull everybody that she know and listen. Amaya is such a pretty and sweet girl. Of course she gonna listen. And I'm like, girl, get out of here. Get out of here, girl, please. And then Brian and Chris, Brian says that he's okay, still confused, but still likes Huda. Chris says that he's okay, still confused, but still likes Huda. I said, sure did. And Huda and Huda talks about her love language. And she says that she just wants to come to an understanding with Chris, and she never wants to fight or argue. That she just feel like the connection is strong, and I think the opposite. But, you know, that's what she fed her. She fed her them rehearsed lines. I just don't want this. I want the connection I want the connection. I really want the connection to be. I want the connection to be. I don't act a fool, and you do. I said she gonna find herself in a whirlwind of BS going on in her life if she continue to act the way that she act. She brings Hurricane Hooda back in this episode, and I said she been Hurricane Hooda the last 4 episodes, and I said it's something wrong with that girl. It's really something wrong with her. And then Brian and Chris, and Brian feels the problem is an easy fix. And Chris said he'll talk to Brian a little later. And he pretty much told Chris that, you know, he'll talk to her. Chris pretty much told Brian that he'll talk to him later, and then he'll talk to Hooda when the time is right. Moving on. And then Alandria got a text. And the text says, Islanders, it's time to get hot and wet in today's couple challenge. And that's Viva Las Villa. And everyone is so excited. And Nick and Ace, everybody's so excited. And it was just a fun time. And I don't know if y'all remember that challenge from season 6, where they was going down the slide, the water slide, and all that stuff. It was similar to that challenge. And, you know, it was a couples challenge. So all the couples, they all had fun. It wasn't no win or lose situation. They just all was having fun. And it was just all, you know, all joy. And everybody was enjoying everybody. And I said, now I like to see stuff like that. And then Nick and Ace back at the villa. And Nick says the challenge, Viva Las Villa, was fun. And Nick seems to really like Alandria. Like, I already know that he like her. He likes Alandria. He likes that jungle fever. And then Shelly and Alandria, they're basically talking. And Alandria and Nick about Alandria and Nick and the challenge. And Alandria feels that, like, she's starting to like him, and she looks at him in a whole different way. She's looking at him in a whole different way, and we already know that. And then Iris and Pepe are talking normal, and they having a good old conversation. Nothing exciting there, because they're not exciting. They boring. And Iris said that she really liked the challenge and it was fun. And Iris feels comfortable with Pepe. And it's just like old school comfortability. And I can't see them I can't see Iris talking to nobody else in the house. I can't see Pepe talking to nobody else in the house, because he just asphyxiated with a certain type of person. And remember, he said he likes blondes. He got to have a blonde. And Nick and Alandria, they said that they had a lot of fun in the challenge. So did Alandria, and they just have a normal conversation about where they are, and they express their feelings for each other, and very, 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 very cute and all. They so cute. And then they got to go in there and take photos. And then Alandria was like, and then Nick did this. He said, and then she said, you know, all cute and all that stuff. And Amaya and Brian, Amaya says that she feels like a lizard. And they talk about Chris and Hooda's situation, and Amaya feels they should plan something. And Brian said we should meet Chris at the dock, and before he goes to the dock, Brian goes upstairs to go to the restroom. So what they did was, it was pretty much a situation of Amaya was helping to get Huda to the dock so that they can talk to each other. And then Brian was helping to get Chris at the dock so that he could talk to Huda. And it was easy. How they did and all that stuff, and pretending that they got to go to the restroom and all that stuff. So it worked for Brian and Chris. And then he said, okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to the restroom real quick. I gotta use the restroom. And then Amaya, she started to do it with Huda the exact same way, but Huda said that she had to go to the restroom. And then when Huda left the restroom, what she said is, she said, okay, when you get finished, then meet me at the dock. Meet me at the dock when you get finished. And then she got done in the restroom and all that stuff, and then Huda started coming down, and she was like, what are you doing? She saw Chris. She said, what you doing down here? And Chris said, I'm waiting for Chris. He said he had to use the restroom. Then he said, something is going on. Something strange is going on. And then and then Huda said, well, Amaya, she said that she had to use the restroom, and I'm just waiting for her. And then and then basically, when he says that he's going upstairs, of course, so he said he had to urinate, and he said he had to urinate. And then they start the plan, once Amaya and Brian are both, in front of each other, and then they both said, okay, it worked. And then they be looking over, and they was like, so then they was like, okay. And they looking, trying to see, and they was talking to each other. Are they kissing? And then when they finally saw, and then Huda said, oh no, they set us up. It was all a setup. They set us up to get us to talk. And I said, that's exactly what they did. And that's what they did. And then Ace and Shelly, they express, and he expresses that he really likes her. So they get a text, and the text says that Islanders, the hideaway is now open. Please choose one couple to spend a private night together. And they all say Shelly and Ace, Shelly and Ace, Shelly and Ace. Hey, what do you know? Hideaway. I forgot the name, but what do you know? It's time to play Ellie. Ace and Shelly at the hideaway. What do you know? It's time to play Ace and Shelly at the hideaway. Eat that kitty at the hideaway. Hey, eat that kitty at the hideaway. Hey, and then they say, yeah, Ace and Shelly, woo! And they all excited for Ace and Shelly to go to the hideaway. Of course, the girls help Shelly get ready. And Shelly looks very, very pretty. She got on that seductive lingerie. And then that was going to make Ace feel some kind of way. And then he said, dang, you look good. Dang, you look good. And then he said that she looked real good. And then he asked her if she is wanting to, So she goes to get ready, and he said, that he was going to get ready. He set it up, and, she ran to put on something different, some lingerie and all that stuff. So when she put on her lingerie, something else, when she put that on, then he was out there, he was doing the singing, and then it was a heart, and then he put A plus C for Ace and Shelly. And then he goes back in there, and then he waits for her. He was on the bed. I do remember. I think he was on the bed waiting for her. And then when she came out, then he told her to close her eyes, and then he helped her outside. And then when he helped her outside, he helped her to go up, you know, by the jacuzzi. And then he told her to turn around and then open her eyes. And she saw it. She saw the A plus the C and then the heart. And then he just pretty much was reminiscing, and he said that he knew that she was the perfect person for him when he saw her in New York those years ago. And he knew pretty much that he didn't want her to go nowhere. And I said, okay, Ace and Shelly. Y'all, they made me cry. I was like getting all teary-eyed and said, ooh, Ace and Shelly. I said, y'all be my number 2. So Amaya and Brian is first, and then Ace and Shelly is next. Yes, it is. And that was the episode, y'all. I was really enjoying. This is like going back to how Love Island used to be prior to. And I'm gonna go ahead and say it was some bad energy in that house. And I'm gonna say Sierra was the bad energy, because everybody is getting along. Everybody is getting along. Everybody is so giddy. Everybody's so excited. And that was Love Island Season 7, Episode 33. I'm finna go ahead and upload this for y'all. And then y'all stay tuned, because it should be uploaded soon. Bye, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and get some more upload my other videos prior to this one. See you later, YouTube, until I put the other videos out. Have a good night. Like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for my new subscribers that has got me to 50 subscribers. And that was my goal, just to start, just to make sure that I could just go ahead and do that. And I just want y'all to know that I'm going to only be including TV shows on my channel from now on. And any TV show that y'all want me to review, I'll definitely do it. And I'm going to be doing a Love Island games. The games, and then Love Island After the Villa too. Because that's season 6. Everybody from season 6 is going to be in Love Island After the Villa. Woo! I'm going to go ahead and get this uploaded for y'all. See y'all until I upload, YouTube. And I'm going to be doing BMF and The Shy. The Shy going to be first. So, see y'all later, YouTube. And YouTube, that was the video. And what I want y'all to do is like, comment, and subscribe. Again, like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, YouTube family.